we've got the chariot attached to our base, and we've got the bottom of this thing reinforced, and we should all, oh, come in. Oh, you guys, the boss is here.
What in the world?
Come on over, guys. What do you think? Kicking the tires. You like it? Why don't you get on it? Get on it. Check it out. Take a seat. Quality control here, guys. How's it feeling? You want to lean back in the seat? Where your feet are going to go like that?
They're probably going to be like this.
Yeah, about like that. All right, so we've got the boss here who's going to help us out today. Our job today is going to be to attach the front end of this thing, and we'll check and see how it steers. Here we go. So I want to show you what we did yesterday. But we took the head tube. We've got the head tube now attached in this block. We cut out a slot because we want the head tube to be flush with the bottom. So now we're going to take this and we're going to mount that in there like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you're going to put the dashboard right here.
Well, yeah, but first today we got to get this glued in here, screwed in here, and then we'll work on putting the front axle in. Sound good? Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it. Let's get started. To attach our head tube unit, we first put a bunch of glue on the bottom, and then we used a cordless drill and some screws to screw it all together, while the glue was drying, of course. Then we took our front axle and did our best to get it fitted into the head tube. It took a little bit of tweaking, but we eventually got it all screwed together. We then put the front handlebars back on and used a wrench to tighten everything back down. We wanted to make sure it was really tight because this was going to be our steering mechanism and we didn't want it to fail. There's a couple issues I'm seeing here, Wes. Mm-hmm. The sides of our car are going to come up like this, so we're definitely going to have to make these shorter. We're probably going to have to lengthen to there if you're going to steer from there. You could have someone sit on the front and steer and someone sit in the back. How do you want to do it? How do you think we're going to make this work?
All right. Put this out over here. Have a piece of wood that goes out over here and over here. So there's a bigger front. Then it slopes the opposite way.
But wait. Okay, before we talk about that, how are you going to steer the car? If you're sitting all the way back here in that seat, how are you going to steer it? How are you going to make it steer?
String.
What do you mean?
So you have two pieces of string right here. There'd be like a, if you have one.
Oh, you're saying attach something
yeah, right
here
and right here.
And you're going to hold those back there?
Yeah, and then there could be a piece of string, two pieces of wood that could be holding like this. We could drill a hole through the wood.
And you think you're going to be able to steer it from that? Mm-hmm. All right, let's test it out. Let's see if we can make that happen. Just to see if it would work, we got a few straps from the shop and used them as a temporary steering unit. Our next issue is going to be to deal with these handlebars because they stick out way too far. So what I want to do is try to, well, maybe find a pipe that can fit through here that's only about this long, and then let's run something through that pipe and see if we can get it to steer that way. Then we can have everything enclosed in our hood compartment. Sound good? All right, let's do that. Cut a pipe for a 9-year-old, and you give him one for a day. Teach a 9-year-old how to use a Sawzall. Give him a pipe for the rest of his life. Once the pipe was cut, we put it back where the handlebars were, and we tied the straps on, just as a temporary setup. I'm still not sure about this setup at this point. We might change it later, but for now, it seems to steer all right. Our steering mechanism is finished. We'll add some touches to it once we get the sides of this car built. When we come back tomorrow...
Not tomorrow, we're going to use the brakes. Remember?
I know, but we're going to pretend like it's tomorrow. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to work on the brakes. See you guys then.